Morning, divine, beautiful souls. This video actually started about 30 minutes ago, where I was super happy with waking up and wanting to do a video in the 7 o'clock hour. But you know what? It turned into something else. And it all has to do with the energy of Scorpio. And this is going to be a real video. Part of Scorpio nature is it's about setting sacred space. It's about boundaries. It's about our transformation. But what does that really mean? Setting sacred space is essential for everything. What is sacred? What is sacred to us? Part of sacredness is finding the alchemy that is right for you. So, having a comfortable space for you to be in, and where it's just your own, where it's just you in your energy with source in that space. It's super essential to have that. And the previous video, it was very interesting how it played out. Because I was talking about the energy of today, which is the step 17 where we're at in Scorpio, which is about taking our heart, that Leo energy, the 1, the creation energy, and the 7, the Piscean energy, and finding compassion within our heart. Because even when we lash out at others, we're lashing out at ourselves. When we don't understand something, we're really trying to find understanding within ourselves, from that love in our heart. And it nets to the 8, which is this foundational energy of the Capricorn. It's the construct of time. It's making decisions and commitments within our own being. That is the energy of today. Well, the very interesting energies together, especially the Leo energy with the Pisces, creates this Heyoka energy in a way that I've noticed it presented within my niece, who just sparked this entire video, and I'm grateful for it. But even though what happened during this process made me very upset, she sparked it, but allowed me to understand understand things within my own being, how important it is for me to have my sacred space, and how important it is for us to realize what sacred space is, and making those boundaries within the sacred space. Because boundaries, they don't, a lot of people can say, well, we're all one, why do we need boundaries? Because they're important. It allows us to understand what our own comfort levels are in our safety zones, because we're not all at the same levels. That's apparent, and it's okay. But we need to be able to coexist with each other. So some people need more boundaries than others. And some people need to realize, what those boundaries are for themselves and for others. And having understanding of what others need. And that is awesome because it's a learning process. Sometimes we don't even know. But what I did pull out was the energy of today is matching something we need to face. It's the victim energy. Because with boundaries, we can create this having lack of boundaries can create the victim energy. But having too much can also. Now, acknowledging that the victim energy is apparent within our collective is huge because it allows us to become aware and change what we need to change, readjust those boundaries. I'm going to read to you the light attributes of the victim. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. We've all been in a state of victimization, and it's time to become aware of it so that we can change it. We don't have to be bound by these outside energies because they're all us. We're all mirrors of each other, and everything, especially within this retrograde period, we're finding understanding on what our soul needs, what our heart needs, what our spirit needs at this time. That being said, it's a beautiful process. Anything that we put out into the universe will be answered, whether it be negative or positive. It will actualize immediately when we do it inward. And for some reason, I manifested this entire thing in the way that it happened. It's true. So it now allows me to become aware of the victim energy within my own being, take ownership of it, and not be bound by it. Now, the shadow attributes of the victim is playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Now, that is really apparent in the collective, and it can be changed. We just need to be aware of it, like I've just said. And it's not to say that we can't feel, that we should say everything is our fault. No, that's not necessarily true. But how we respond to things is within our power. We can have those moments of processing everything that happened, and that is beautiful. But to do it out of a way where it's manipulative, that's not okay. So we're shedding light to all of that type of energy. And what better time to do it during the transformation of Scorpio season? Because we have power in this time of year. We are taking back our power and coming into our power through our soul. And that's powerful because we need to link our heart with our soul. That's important in order to move forward and let go of all of the different things that have happened in our life, the lower vibrations that have been apparent, and free ourselves from it. And as we do it for ourselves, we're able to create a ripple effect that allows us to flow throughout the collective. And that's why right now our voice is very, very important. Our voice and expressing ourselves and our emotions and being very raw, it's important. I'm going to pick one other card that will allow us... Actually, I'm going to pick two cards because I feel like I'm going to bring in the angels as well. You know, every time I do something, I call on Archangel Michael for protection through the process, for, you know, the truth to be illuminated through my videos. And this is the card that is going to show us. That's powerful. This is the moon. And the moon is all about the subconscious and, you know, illuminating the darkness through the body, the moon body. Because the moon does illuminate. We just need to go deep within our subconscious, within all of those hidden facets to ourself, and bring out the light, bring out the beauty in every aspect of ourself. And that's beautiful, because we find power through looking at our darkest hours, our darkest aspects of ourselves. That's where we find the light. And then I'm going to... I'm actually going to pick another deck that Karm gave me. I may have said this in the last video, but both of these decks of the archetype cards, the victim card, and then the angel, were gifted to me by my friend Karm. And another Scorpio. So let's pick one. What does the angels have to say? Shanti. Ooh, that feminine energy. I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Through all this darkness that we're going through all of the, you know, setting the sacred space, setting our boundaries, and working through this transformation, by holding to these boundaries that we're setting for ourselves, we're being gifted this peace within ourselves and tranquility to allow ourselves to have a smoother path. Let's choose that together as a collective and see where we end up on the other side as beautiful butterflies. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would ever like a soul empowerment, session with me, please reach out. I feel like that's really where I'm being called, is, to help others see the light within themselves. And through the different methods that I've studied over my journey, I'd like to share them with you. So if this is of interest and resonates with you, please reach out. Namaste, divine, beautiful souls.